Want to know how to transform your trading? Well, today on the show, we've got Mr. Breakouts. He's going to share 4 things that transformed his trading. Perhaps you can use these 4 as well. Welcome, Thomas Desnador, Mr. Breakouts himself. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, guys, and Happy New Year to all of you. It's great to be back, our first show in 2023.
Exactly. I think this is a excellent topic to start the year, just because it's a new year, and this is typically the time where traders think about what are they going to do differently to improve their results. And I think this the 4 points that you're going to share with us today are a fantastic way for people to apply the things that you found work into their own trading. But before that, do you want to say hello or give an introduction or anything? I feel like I've been talking already too much.
Yes.
I'm excited, Thomas. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So welcome back. I don't think if there's anything else I should add to it, but yeah, Andrew is right. It's the beginning of the new year, 2023, and maybe you are here because you want to significantly improve your trading results or spin your trading results around and get to the path of becoming a stable, consistent, profitable trader. And here we are here to help you with that, because I think when we were planning the session, the first session for the 2023, we thought that that would be the good thing to share. What was it that I did that significantly helped me to turn my own trading around? So that's the topic for today. And I'm going to share with you 4 steps, and I guarantee you, if you will follow these 4 steps, you will see a big, fast improvement in 2023. Shall we begin, or shall we say hi to the audience? Who's here?
We got a Happy New Year from Beef. He says, got a new year, I guess New Year's resolution to add your data. Got a new year to add to your data set for back testing. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, another year to add.
Exactly.
And to live test and live trading as well. So that's a good point.
Yeah, it's funny. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, this is what I'm going to share with you. So currently, I'm in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and after four long years, I've been traveling again, which is amazing, because my entire lifestyle used to be before COVID about traveling, and I was always somewhere on the road. And it has changed during COVID, but now finally everything is back, and this is just amazing. For me, this is total blast. And for me, this was the biggest motivation. So if we go to the next slide, Andrew, please. So actually, my entire trading motivation was always about traveling. That was my life. Living in different countries, traveling in different countries, and this was the biggest thing that drew me, or that gave me all the willpower to make trading work, to make it something that I can take with me anywhere I go. So you can see I was fortunate enough to succeed in this one. Traveled 65 countries already so far. Even some magazines publish my story about my trading while traveling around the world. I collected a lot of great pictures and memories, and I hope I'll keep doing that. But the real question is, what got me there? What were the key, most important trading steps that I now can give back and share with you guys, so you hopefully can create a better life or journey for yourself as well. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So let's move to the next one, and I hope you're ready.
Here we go.
So we're going to talk about how everyone, not just me, everyone can spin trading results. And I deliberately put these tips into a small framework, which we call the S.P.I.N framework. So what is S.P.I.N about? Any educated guess?
If you got any ideas what S.P.I.N could be about, just post them in the chat. I can see
Maybe
we've got some.
It's about maybe it's sleep,
I can see we've got some regulars here who know quite a bit of your philosophies around trading. While we're waiting for that, actually, Thomas, why don't you paint us a little bit of a picture about what the old Thomas was like, the old trading Thomas, because we're talking about how you're transforming your trading to where you are today. But where did you come from? Can you give us a bit of context before we go through these steps?
That's a great question, and actually, that's the perfect beginning. So I would say, before these 4 steps I'm going to share with you today, I would say the best phrase to describe my trading was all over the place, literally. I think I was one of these typical, and I'm talking about algorithmic trading. I was jumping from idea to idea, from code to code, from strategy to strategy, from book to book, from magazine to magazine. I was absorbing everything but nothing. I was constantly overwhelmed with thoughts, with information, total information overload. I didn't know what path to take. I didn't know what to focus on. So I was literally all over the place, and I was trying to do everything at the same time, and at the same time, nothing really well. And looking retrospectively at this moment, it was so messy and chaotic, being all over the place, that I'm not surprised that it was not possible to make a consistent result, because it's like with anything. If you are in an office which is completely messy and out of order the whole time, it's hard to stay focused and keep progressing with some results. So that was what had to transform, really, the overwhelm and being all over the place, to real focus, really narrow down what's important, really get laser focus and figure out what is the straightest, most important path.
Yeah, I think we've all been there, Thomas. I remember very early in my my trading journey, I was jumping all over the place, trying all different sorts of things. I was trading forex and futures and CFDs and stocks and different approaches. And yeah, I was very busy, but I wasn't really progressing anywhere. So I think that's probably part of the trader journey. We all need to find our way somehow. But I think I think that you touched on a really good point there. And we've actually got a couple of guesses in the chat here. Bill's got an excellent answer here. S for simple, P for planning, I for implementation, N for networking. That's interesting.
Bill, that's good, Bill, actually. That's good. That's good.
We got a question here from it's Michael or Mikhail. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Space, I guess, is for the S. We got a funny comment here from Kerry. Thomas, I hope you're enjoying the breakfast there.
That's a great one, because first of all, yeah, you're right, because normally it's evening for me when we do these shows, and now it's morning because I'm at a part of the world closer to Andrew, and I haven't had my breakfast yet. And just for the sake of transparency, my surname, which is pronounced Nesnidal, means translated into English literally the one who didn't have breakfast.
So you're living up to your name right now.
Yes, I'm living up to my surname.
I thought maybe Kerry's comment might have been reference to we had a hangout last week in the BTA community, and we had to cut off a few minutes short because Thomas wanted to rush off and get the what was it, eggs Benedict, I think, before the kitchen closed. Oh dear. Anyway, we get back on topic here. So S.P.I.N.
Yes.
So just before I jumped in, you were talking about having a focus, which I think is probably a clue to what is about to come. So I'll let you take over.
So shall we reveal what S.P.I.N stands for? Let's do it.
Yes, let's reveal it. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Okay,
sleep, profit, invest, non-stop. That's a good one. Sleep, profit, invest, non-stop. Okay, guys. So this is the answer, and I'll guide you through it step by step. So it's S for specialization, P for proven model, I for ideas, and N for negative correlations. So these are things that really, when I try to compass my entire journey into the four most important points. These are the points. So let's talk about specialization, because I think this is a big one, and very, very few traders in the beginning are aware of this. So there is one important thing you need to know about specialization, and we can move to the next slide, because if you look into any area of any profession, occupation in general, you will very clearly see that specialists are the best paid people in the world, period. Like, just take a list of doctors, and the higher his specialization, the better his salary. Lawyers, like, compare general lawyer with some specialized lawyer. IT guys, like, there's a bunch of areas where specialization in general in the world pays off, because if you're a really, really good specialist in one particular thing, then you're above the average already, and you can expect better results overall. And this was, for me, this was almost enlightening moment when I realized, when I saw, when I got this self-reflection, how much I was jumping from one direction to another one, from, you know, statistical arbitrages, mean reversion, trend following, long-term, short-term, scalping, breakout trading, like everything. Just because, oh, this guy, he just made great money on scalping, I'll be a scalper the day after. Oh, this guy, he just made great money on momentum trading, I'll be a momentum trader. And that was me, you know, just like chasing the golden egg and seeing what other did, instead of being focused on what I like, what resonates with me, where I see and feel my power. So there was a lot of greed and a lot of, you know, that was my engine back then, like being greedy and seeing where other people made their profits and chasing these ideas, instead of honestly assessing what is it that talks to me. And everything has changed when I decided to stick with one direction only. Like everything, literally. It's like it's literally like being totally having a lot of chaos in your head, being overwhelmed with this chaos, with this talk and self-talk, and then all of a sudden you say, that's it, I will specialize in this direction only, and then 90% of that noise, it's gone. It just like it drops, and all of a sudden you get this concentration on one thing. And as you concentrate on one thing, you all of a sudden get really excited, because the idea of being really good in one particular idea gets you excited, and the action which keeps you digging deeper into one special idea and discovering and revealing what else is behind that nobody taught you before, and you had to discover yourself. It's super rewarding. It's then you love your job. You start to love trading and your job, because then it's so exciting and so revealing and so rewarding that all of a sudden, all the negativity and doubts and all these negative things related to trading are very quickly transformed, and you see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. So for the 2023, the first thing I would recommend to everyone is just decide to focus on one thing, but do it really well. What talks to you, what resonates with you. Do not get distracted with other people doing other things. They're doing what they're aligned to, what they resonate with, but find your alignment with what resonates with you in trading and go with that. And that alone will be a huge step ahead already. It was a game changer for me, total game changer.
Yeah, I think an important point of that as well is that it takes time to learn something and to be able to do it well, doesn't it? And so that's the idea behind specialization, is you're just doing one thing and you really go deep and you learn all the nuances, and you can become better at it. I think about when I was beginning my trading journey, there were things I would try just for 2 weeks and it didn't work, and I'd move on. And you know, the jumping around and what did you say, chasing the golden egg? I think that's probably human tendency a little bit as well, right? We're always looking for something better, and we're trying to get quick results. And I think sometimes that can hurt traders by taking that approach. So I like this point that you've raised here about specialization. I think it's super important.
And I think it's also important what you just mentioned, the nuances, right? Because so 2 days ago we had the first live call for the 2023 accelerator program, and if you think about it, it was a long call. We were there for over 3.5 hours, and most of the time we were covering nuances. There were so many questions about nuances, and we were going to so many nuances. And you know, only if you specialize in one particular area, you can answer, and you know about these nuances, what they do, how they work, and that's where your edge will be, in these small nuances. Anybody can grab the overall framework of anything. That's easy. But then let's talk about the nuances. And it was a long chat, 3.5 hours, mostly about nuances. So yeah, you mentioned this one, and that's a very important. I think that comes with the specialization, that you master these nuances, and that also makes a bunch of difference.
Yeah. So Tommy Thomas, you've been a specialist in breakout trading for a while now, many years. How do you stop yourself from veering away from that specialization? I imagine that sometimes you get tempted to try different things or look at different things. How do you stop yourself, keep yourself on that specialization path?
That's a good question. You know, I honestly, this will sound weird, but I honestly don't even know if I have enough confidence to look elsewhere. You know, like last year, I had an idea. Like, I took part of one framework, and I had this idea to flip it and try to test it as a mean reversion approach. I felt so unsure and so non-confident in this area, that I think it's the real question is, would I even have confidence to try anything else? Because I know what it takes to build specialization in one area, and who am I to even try a different area, knowing how long I would have to dedicate to it to really master it. So I truly don't have enough confidence to. I'm super excited. I don't know if we can tell this or foreshadow it, but I know, Andrew, that you've been for a long time, you've been working on mean reversion approach and framework, and I'm super excited about it, because you've been working for years on that. You've been in mean reversion for, I don't know, maybe same amount of years like I was into breakout trading. So, you know, I'd rather listen to all your nuances and discoveries than trying myself, because I don't know. I have no clue about other trading in the depth that I have with breakout trading.
Yeah. That's a good way to think of it, actually, is that you understand how much effort it takes to specialize. Do you really want to start that again somewhere else? Or, you know, is it better just to stick in your lane? I think it's I think that's a good question that people need to ask themselves, or traders need to ask themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so S was specialization. Should I move on to P?
Yes, P.
What was P? I can't even remember what it was now. I've already forgotten. A little bit rusty. Okay, proven trading model. Yes, of course.
Proven trading model. So this is the beauty of specialization. Focus on one particular area, one particular thing, and think like a proven trading model will come naturally. Once you specialize on one particular area and start digging deeper and getting deeper into that topic, all the most important components and parts of that specific direction will start emerging from that chaos by itself. In other sense, once you specialize, you will become there will be very fast increase of clarity. All questions that might be messy at the beginning will start clarify themselves, and it will take time, probably weeks, months. In my case, it was definitely months. But then you almost, I would say, instinctively start putting together things that emerge from your understanding, from your research. And once you start combining these things, you have very natural tendency to describe them, and I would say formalize them into a process for yourself, because then you start to build something which will be repetitive, and everything will start being simpler and simpler for you. So once I started to create first strategies, breakout strategies, and especially profitable breakout strategies, I kept coming back and seeing what is it that how can I formalize what I did in a way that would be simple to explain and would allow me to scale this knowledge. Now it was all about scale, and I was simplifying the entire framework. And at the end, I realized that I could combust it into a very simple yet powerful and universal model. And I think once you understand once you have a proven model, trading model in your hand, then first of all, you can scale out as much as you want. But most importantly, you immediately have clarity. Like proven trading model equals clarity. You have so much clarity that, again, a lot of these what if, how questions, these doubts will step aside, because the clear idea of a proven and testable and verifiable model gives you so much clarity that you follow the clarity, and you're not wasting time with efforts to try and find something that works. You just take what already is out there and practice it until it starts working for you as well. So that was the next step. After I had this direction, this specialization, I collapsed everything into a simple trading model, which, by the way, anyone can learn, because I described it in details in my book, The Breakout Trading Revolution. And then it's like then you have a template, and it's like in a factory. Once you have template, you start producing one strategy after another, and it gets infinitely easier.
Yeah. And I think this is a result of the first step, right? Without specialization,
Exactly.
You wouldn't be able to understand that there's a consistent theme to these strategies and develop a framework and a model around that. So I think these two are very closely linked. Yeah.
Yes. It's a natural result of the previous step. Yes.
Yep. Okay, so that is P, proven trading model.
Who
I.
remembers the I?
I remember now because I'm cheating. I'm looking at the slides.
Good.
Okay, let's go to I. I stands for
ideas.
Ideas.
Yeah. So traders often ask me how it's possible to scale infinitely within one simple model. And the answer is ideas. And I don't know why, but for some reason, many traders it scares them. When I tell you need to be a little bit creative and ideas, it scares them. Maybe because a lot of algorithmic traders are left-brained and they're more analytical, and they might not be so strong in creativity. But you do not need to be worried of this, because you don't need to be super creative. Maybe I'm making some impression that you need to be, Van Gogh or something like that. That's not the case. I would say that 99% of ideas come from simple observation or working with the model that you have. So very naturally, as you start working with your model or coding things, and you will start making observation of your entries, exits, getting deeper understanding, what is it you're actually doing, you'll start having spontaneous ideas. For example, in my model, I have a point of initiation to calculate a breakout level. Like point of initiation, I started with 1 or 2, but then naturally, as you test them, naturally you get this idea. How about I do this one? How about I shift this 10 bars back? How about I take this one but take the highest or lowest value? How about I take this one and compare it to other value? And this comes very naturally, because now you have the specialization, now you have the model, and now it's time to add a little bit of a variability to the model, so you can have different outcomes, different strategies, you can trade different markets. And I would say this comes naturally with almost non-effort and relaxation. This is actually the step that requires almost least effort. The more you generally are relaxed with the formula, with the model, and the more you just are led by your natural curiosity, very natural, spontaneous curiosity, the faster you start getting other ideas to implement. And for me, this is a very joyful part. I love coming up with ideas and testing them. But these ideas will make everything even better and richer. It's almost like icing on the top of a cake, because now you will, it's like very playful phase where you have more variability, and you try this and that, and then you realize, oh, I couldn't figure anything on indexes, but this one works perfectly on currencies. And the key is not to force it. Just have a faith that you had some great ideas in the past. Each of us, and just wait through the process when it will naturally appear, and then just be aware that do not kill any idea in your head, like saying this is probably bad or stupid or weak idea. You never know. I had in many times my right brain produced an idea, and the left brain said, no, that's probably a stupid idea. Yet I wrote it down, I tested it, and it turned out to be a great idea. So do not listen this voice. Any idea counts. Write it down. You will have a lot of ideas that will fail, but you have some great ideas that will be very surprising and positive.
Yeah. Ideas are, I think, so important for a number of reasons. I think the really good thing about ideas is that it can give traders an edge, because if you can come up with something unique or something that that other traders aren't using in the market, that can really give you a good edge in trading. And I remember speaking to Dr. Brett Steenbarger one time about I did a show with him on creativity in trading, and this was one of the aspects that he saw in a lot of successful traders, is that they were creative and they were coming up with ideas. And he said the funny thing about it is you can't force them; they just happen. They just pop into your head, and you just got to let them flow. So, and I know, Thomas, as well, you've said to me before, when you travel and you're in a different environment and experiencing new things, and ideas just pop into your head. And I know you're traveling now, so I can't wait to hear if you've got some brilliant ideas in your trip around Asia.
No, that's a great point. Yes. My lifestyle is a bit weird for a lot of people, because there's an overall, I would say, collective agreement that effort is what brings results. In my case, it's half effort and half non-effort. So, for example, sometimes I need to go to let's say, I need to spend 1 week on a beach doing nothing, and it looks like almost wasting time for a lot of people, or being lazy, or not doing anything. But I do it because my mind becomes so relaxed after that week that most times than not, at the end of the week, I come up with some great idea. And it cannot happen without stimulation like traveling. For me, I need to travel. I need to take time off. Sometimes during the week, I need to, get completely out of regular routines, go to a street that I never walked before, because then very spontaneously these ideas emerge in different environments. And I think a lot of traders are afraid of the word creativity. And I think if you a listener of this podcast or this show are afraid of your creativity, or underestimating yourself in creativity, you're not fair enough with yourself. Because I can guarantee you, in my hedge fund, I work with some super analytic people, and sometimes I'm totally blown how creative these people are. Like, you give them a task which sounds like very analytical, But at the end of the day, it's difficult task to solve, and they're always able to come up with some very creative idea, and they don't even know how. And then I tell them, well, this is a brilliant idea, this is super creative, and they don't even know that they're being super creative just by having this ability to figure out these complete tasks. So I, for sure, guys, you're creative, all of you, 100%.
Yeah, and we saw that quite a bit at on the accelerator call we did last weekend. People were saying, "Oh, can you? What about this? And can you do that?" And there were quite a few ideas. And I think what was good about that was that people are thinking about different ways to apply the model, which was the second point here, and all those ideas that they come up with can be injected into the model. So I know that's probably talking about the previous step. We're taking a step back a bit here, but I think that's the power of the model, is being able to inject your own ideas into it and very easily test those kind of ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else on ideas, Thomas?
No. Once you guys have a lot of ideas, I guarantee you, creating a lot of strategies will become a breeze. I understand that this might sound a little bit weird for many beginners who struggle to come up with even a first strategy, but after a certain time, a lot of students in BTA, we have students who have even more strategies than I do in my hedge fund. We have about 2,000. I think Andrew have about 4,000 or 5,000, right?
Oh, more than that now. Yeah, I don't even
It's
keep up
doable.
with the numbers.
It's doable. You just need good trading model, few ideas. It's very doable. Now the question is, when you have a lot of strategies, what's next? And that's the final point. And the final point, it's a conclusion of all these three points before. So all the 3 points lead to the most important thing, which is creating a portfolio of negative correlations. There's no way to create one strategy which will keep giving you stable income all the time. I never seen that. I saw strategies which were good enough to provide stable income maybe for a few years, 2-3 years. Then they got broken, and the owners of this strategy became very desperate. And we can mitigate this risk, which is very likely to happen sooner or later, and rather sooner than later, by creating portfolios and then focusing on negative correlations of our strategies to really achieve as stable income as possible and smooth our equity curve. And that was a big one for me, because at the beginning, I also was in this group of traders who believed in one magical strategy, or, well, I believed in 2 or 3 magical strategies. And I thought I had them, but then one of these strategies started to fail very badly and got into drawdown very quickly, and the other 2 strategies did not cover up for that. So that got me thinking, and that got me to this final point of diversification, which I would rather call negative correlations, because the word diversification is pretty overused, and it's not a good word to teach traders, because, for example, with stocks, we always hear this cliche, don't put all the eggs into your bucket. Well, diversify. Well, what it means in stocks are highly correlated, so you're not doing much of a favor to yourself if you just spread among more highly correlated stocks. You got your result. You got it a little bit better than before, but the difference is not so big. Whereas if you focus on some highly uncorrelated markets, which nowadays are only and only futures markets, you will barely find it anywhere else. Then you can finally start talking about real diversification, because you can achieve negative correlation and create really, really powerful portfolio. And at this stage, I was so grateful that my entire trading journey started with futures, that I never allowed myself to be misled by stocks or forex or anything else, and that I did stick with futures, because once you have these strategies and framework, that's when you really appreciate the power of negative correlations of futures markets. And that's like the final piece of the puzzle, when everything clicks together and you realize this is the way how I can create a good, stable, long-term business.
Yeah, I like the way that you've kind of structured these 4 steps as well, Thomas, because I think they're chronological. I think you've got to commit to being specialist, and then you're going to go one particular way, whatever way that is, and you're going to focus on that, and then you can have a proven model, and then inject your ideas, and then this final step, negative correlations, comes about when you're able to develop a bunch of strategies and different markets, and how do you combine them to get the portfolio effect. So I think these 4 steps are very, very powerful.
And for you guys, the great way to think about your 2023, hopefully.
Exactly. So I'm interested to. Oh, actually, first I was going to say I'm interested to know what which one of the 4 everyone is going to focus on this year, and I've got one particular one as well, which I'll share in a minute. But I think, Thomas, did you want to do a little test just to see if people can remember? Okay. First test of the year. Feels like I'm at school again. All right. So I've got a feeling I know who's going to win this. I've got a feeling Bill is going to kill this question. What does SPIN stand for? Do you remember S.P.I.N? Let us know in the chat. We'll give you a few moments. But Bill actually did get I for ideas earlier. I just didn't give him enough time to chat. I think there's a slight delay from the streaming. So we'll give them a few moments to type all those words. Thomas, is there anything you can add to this SPIN framework while we're waiting for some results?
Not really. I believe that this is the framework. It's an entirety.
Yeah, that's a entirety. Yep.
Yeah, entirety. Yes.
Okay, Bill has come up with planning, which isn't the P. Is it the P? No, it's not the P. Okay. How about we go to the next slide and review?
Let's review.
This is a good review for me too. I feel like I'm a little bit rusty. I've had a couple of weeks off over Christmas, and now it's like back to work. So S, specialization. P is proven model. I is for ideas, and N is negative correlations. S.P.I.N. So there we go. So I'm interested to know now, which one of these are you going to be committed to start the year?
I'm super interested. So I'm eager to hear your feedbacks, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know, where are you? Which steps are you at right now, or what you want to focus on this year, or if it's all 4 of them. What is it for you for 2023? Yeah. We want to know more about your trading and journey as well, please.
And maybe while we're waiting for that to happen, because there could be a little bit of delay, Thomas, do you want to guess what my one is out of those 4? You can probably guess.
It's hard to say. I kind of see you in all 4 of them, you know. Like so you're specializing with this mean reversion. You're also working with a proven model. You have a lot of ideas. You focus on negative correlations all the time. But I think it will be the specialization and mean reversion.
Oh, well, no.
Okay.
But maybe it should be. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should be doing that. But the one that really stood out to me was negative correlations. So,
okay.
I've got a lot of strategies, and I think that portfolio construction and getting diversified portfolio strategies is probably is more difficult than it sounds, actually. And so I found that some of my portfolio underperformed in the second half of the year, and so there needs to be some more work around negative correlations. I think that's an evolving piece of work that will probably change over time. I don't know if anyone's got portfolio construction figured out. Well, nobody I know anyway. I don't know about you.
You know, it reminds me of, so we had this great post from Pascal, I think yesterday in the community, and he came up with his first portfolio, and it looks just incredible. It's a dream portfolio. I was blown away when I saw it. I was like, wow, this is a perfect work. And what I really loved about it, and I think it's important to emphasize, you know, that Pascal in our community, he's a very smart guy. He's able to code basically anything to the extent that it's just amazing. Yet what he did with his portfolio, he picked it by hand. And I was so impressed, because I know that especially when it comes to portfolio correlations and construction, there's still this tendency to automate everything. How do I automate? How do I automate? How do I automate? Well, there's no learning in automating your portfolio construction. And then when I saw it and he did by hand, I understood why he mastered that, why his portfolio was almost a masterpiece, because he dedicated his true, you know, cognitive biases, and he did it the right way. So that was so impressive.
Okay. So I've got to get in there and do it by hand.
But all 5 or 10,000 strategies, or how much you have?
More than that. That's another story. That's another whole show.
One by one, okay, Andrew. Now you need to go one by one.
Okay, so I can see that we've got a quote for the show. The quotes are back.
Okay,
Thomas. So
the quote is,
there we go. I like the quote of the show. Success
is never success is never accidental. So yes, even my success is not an accident. It's hard work, and it's a summary of these 4 steps. So definitely not accident, a lot of hard work.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing those 4 factors, Thomas, that what's the word? Transformed your trading. I was going to say transformed your trading. Yeah, I think they're super valuable points, and I think those can apply to everyone. So we got some good questions and comments in the chat today. So thanks for that. So please remember as well to give us a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed what we shared today, and hit the bell so you can be notified when new content is released. And also, if you the second step of the S.P.I.N framework was proven trading model. If you haven't got a trading model, or you haven't seen the book, you can get it there from the Breakout Trading Revolution, which is Thomas's new book. Well, not so new. It's probably been out for 4 or 5 months now. I can't remember. Been a little while, but it's well worth the look. And it's not just about trading. It's very inspirational. It's got some of his life story in there and how he overcome challenges. So I think it's a great book. Well done, Thomas.
Thank you.
Any comments to finish off for today?
Yeah, my favorite quote. My favorite quote. Ex Benedict are coming.
I was actually just doing the math in my head before. It's like, what time will the kitchen close? You got like 2 and a bit hours, right? Before you exit.
No. Actually, I have 15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes.
Yes.
Well, we better finish up. So closing word while I get the video ready.
Yes. Yeah. So guys, Ex Benedicts are coming. I hope you love this one. Sorry, Ex Benedicts are Ex Benedicts. I can't justify that.
Oh dear. All right. Well, back to trading. Hope you enjoyed what we shared today, and we'll see you at the next one. And happy trading, and happy trading.
Happy trading in 2023. Thank you very much.